Hold it on, everybody. Welcome back to Painting the Chat podcast. Woo! Episode 22 coming at you live and direct. Sean, brand new intro. Who this?
Who this? I love it. It feels like it's a 6 o'clock in the morning talk show on ESPN. I love it.
It does. It's so cool. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Painting the Chat podcast here on this fine Sunday evening. Of course, sitting over there is my co-host, Mr. Sean Michaud. Mr. Sean Michaud, how are you this evening?
I'm doing wonderful. It's a great weekend. I'm ready to talk some sports and what happened since last time we talked.
There's been a lot that's been going on in the sports world. Of course, we will break it down this evening for all of y'all out there. Make sure to hop in the chat. Make sure to join the conversation over here on X, over on Instagram, of course, over on YouTube here as well, live and direct. Good to see you all this evening. Sean, let's start off with this. Wonderful, wonderful day for our two teams. The Boston Red Sox winning over the Chicago Cubs 6-1, and the New York Mets pulling off the win today as well. 2-1, just scratching the surface through thanks to Juan Soto. Let's start with the Boston Red Sox, though. Really great win this afternoon against the Chicago Cubs. A very good Chicago Cubs team. Mr. Bregman really showing up.
Especially in the last inning, the ninth, top of the ninth. They hit 6 runs. So, we only took 1 out of 2. But this upcoming schedule of the Red Sox are going to be very important. I think who do we play next? I know this weekend we are supposed to be playing the Dodgers. So
yes, I know the Dodgers are right there for you guys.
But
this is the road trip, I believe.
It is. Let me look up the.
I know who the Mets play. I don't necessarily know who the Red Sox are.
So we're off tomorrow.
Yep.
So no Red Sox games tomorrow. So we're playing the Phillies. Fuck the Phillies.
Hell yeah.
They're playing the Dodgers. And then they're playing the Twins after that. So next Monday.
Ooh.
And then they're playing the Astros. So until August 5th. Sorry, until August 1st. So they have this next 2 weeks is going to be a tough schedule for them. And I think this is where they need to make a stance where they are. I know we lost 2 out of 3 for the Cubs, but I think the next few games, especially with the Dodgers and the Phillies, see where we stand and how they're gonna face them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and to be absolutely honest and, of course, fair to your Boston Red Sox, of course, here. If you take a look, we'll go through it right now.
This time of year is always the Red Sox have the hardest schedule. Like every time the MLB schedule them, it's always end of July to August.
Right.
They have one of the toughest schedules I've noticed.
So, not for nothing, the Los Angeles Dodgers are on a 3-game losing streak. They get swept by the Milwaukee Brewers coming out of the All-Star break. Milwaukee's starting to turn up the heat, of course. We'll get into the standings after the sports headlines and, of course, the score update. But, the Dodgers are on that 3-game losing streak.
Well, they're playing the Twins tomorrow, so that's again all people because we're also playing the Twins.
Right. So
that's going to be very interesting.
The question is, and I'm glad you bring up the Twins in this case. They've been in a really rough spot recently. I mean, I think currently they're on a 1-game winning streak, but at one point they were on like almost a 10-game losing streak of sitting at 48-51. We'll get into it more, but it's interesting to see because we saw this with the Pirates. We saw this with the Rockies this year already, where these teams that are completely out of the playoff run, let's just be fair. Sorry, Minnesota Twins fans. You guys are out of the playoff run in this case, in my mind. But they play spoilers. They come in and they come into Los Angeles. They go to Boston. They go to New York. And they just play complete spoiler and sweep games.
Yeah.
In the case of the upcoming series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Minnesota Twins, I think what you're hoping for, and probably what Red Sox Nation is hoping for, is that to happen, is for the Minnesota Twins to take out the Dodgers, right? Have the Red Sox either get 1 or 2 games out of the Dodgers series, and then that makes the Sox look good. So what if you drop even a couple games to the Dodgers? The Twins ended up sweeping them. So you know what I mean? I feel like there's an embarrassment factor.
I mean, I feel like we're not going to go like again. Well, we're not going to probably have another 10-game winning streak at all. But I mean, we might. But but I feel like the schedule upcoming is going to be hard, especially.
You're being a realist, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a realist. They're going to probably split not the series, but whatever the game's going to be. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I have been very
also your news with Juan Soto being hurt now.
Oh, with Pete Alonso. Yes,
Pete Alonso. Sorry, why did I say Juan Soto? Sorry, I meant Pete Alonso. I was thinking Juan Soto the whole time for some reason. I love Juan Soto. I meant
That's
Pete.
Scary thought. No,
sorry. I meant to say Pete.
The Mets would go on a 15-game for Pete's sake. The Mets would go on a 15-game losing streak if it was Juan Soto. Yeah, so Pete's got a hand thing, and I was a little skeptical at first. I texted you, and I was like, there's a lot of conflicting reports. There's things coming out. Carlos Mendoza's having a one-on-one conversation with reporters saying that there could be other factors at play. To be completely honest, we got to game time. Pete legitimately has a hand problem. He's bruised up on his right hand.
When I saw it, it looked like it was some type of concussion.
Yeah, a contusion.
Contusion. Yeah.
Hand contusion. All bruised up. He came in and he played an at-bat in the 8th inning. Like, he came in and did what he was supposed to do off the bench. Might not have physically done anything, like made a hit, but it was good to see him back in the lineup even later on in the game. And he was a major player in Juan Soto, getting that fly out score to give us the 2-1 lead heading into the 9th inning where we closed it out. I've been really impressed with the Mets recently. I know we lost this series. We got 1 game out of the Cincinnati Reds series. Listen, Cincinnati's no joke, though. There are a lot of Mets fans and a lot of folks out there that are like, but the Reds. Listen, that's a franchise that's figuring it out right now. And the Mets seem to always struggle against third place, fourth place teams in their division. So to take 1 game, get out of the losing column, out of the 3-game losing streak, get Pete healthy. We got a little bit of a break here. And then guess what? We're on the road. We're heading out to San Francisco. We're playing the Giants. And the Giants recently have not been playing well. The Giants are on a 5-game losing streak right now. Yastrzemski hasn't figured it out.
But Bogarts. What I said, Bogarts. Rafael Devers is on a terrible streak right now of him not hitting the ball. I think he was 2 of 13 last time I saw. Or it was not good.
Yeah. No. And San Francisco is struggling to figure that out right now. You've got the Dodgers right there. You got San Diego, who is they're figuring it out. They're back on a 1-game win streak. So it's going to be fascinating to see on this West Coast trip for the Mets how they're able to figure it out. Of course, games are later. You're going to be feeling that with the Dodgers games, of course. Later on.
You just kind of the most random game time during the weekday, like at 2:00. I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to watch that? Yeah,
they're doing the beginning of the week at 2:00 on a Monday, and I'm just like what are we doing?
No one who's going to be watching that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining if I'm at home doing work or whatever else. I know for somebody like you, that's tough, who's working, physically at their job. Yeah. Where I am more just behind my computer handling emails and doing things, and I can have the game on in the background. Yeah. And I cannot tell you Reds. I want folks to know I cannot tell Sean what's going on in the Red Sox game while he's at work because I don't want to frustrate him.
No, I usually look at Red after I get to work. I'm like, shit, they lost. That literally happened on Friday. It was like didn't know the Cubs were playing Red Sox at 2:00 in the afternoon.
It's brutal, man. It's absolutely brutal. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the Mets are up to. Heading on this West Coast swing. Very curious to see what the Red Sox. I have never thought that I would follow this team so closely. Of course, my Oh my goodness. Speaking of my father-in-law, Colin's here. The only win when I don't watch. That was proven today, Dad. That was proven today.
You know, I do the same thing. Sometimes when I don't watch, they do win. But
What is that? Well, I was saying to him today, like, is it just a fan thing? Like, what is the correlation between that?
Like the ratio like of the games that I watched and like of one winning, it's like 3-8 or something like that, or like 3-10. Like what's going on?
Wow. So from now on, do not watch Red Sox games. Just follow them on your phone or whatever else, and they'll probably win.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
you're not the bad luck. I don't think Colin's the bad luck. I think there's just bad juju around the team right now.
No, I mean, I do that all the time with all like even the Celtics. I've done that in the past.
I mean, yeah, that would work too.
Maybe I should just stop watching games in general, so my team will win.
Stop watching sports altogether. We're done. The podcast is done. We're out of here. That's enough of it. Oh no, that would be brutal. Also, while we are on the subject of things happening, things grooving, and a whole bunch of news coming in, Sean, we do have breaking news from the world of baseball. Sean,
breaking
news. We kicked off this free agency trade deadline period with somebody who is very near and dear to a lot of Mets fans' hearts and to a lot of Yankees fans' hearts. Mr. David Robertson, who has been a staple closer on the New York Mets, Yankees reliever. He'd signed today with the Philadelphia Phillies, looking to bolster their bullpen. I hate it. I hate it in every single way possible.
Us being number one Philly hitters, yes, we hate it.
Can't stand the Phillies, man. But interesting. Of all of the moves that I thought we would be talking about, we're talking. I can't ever say his name. Eugenio Suarez from the Arizona Diamondbacks has been playing red hot. He's been the target of the Yankees. The Red Sox have thought about adding Suarez on a couple of different occasions. I think that was probably more towards when Bregman and Devers were figuring out things and whatever else. Do you guys really need a third baseman right now?
No, right now. I mean, I'd rather have another relief pitcher or at least one more starting pitcher, or at least a first baseman.
Right. So I don't know what Suarez's situation is. The favorite right now is the Yankees to land him. Of course, he would go that direction in this case because of the moolah at the end of the road. But interesting that David Robertson was the first move that comes from this free agency period. John, you talked about relievers. Let's just quickly get into, we do have that trade deadline coming up right around the corner. I heard the Mets broadcast today talking about it. A lot of moves are going to start happening. I think you and I will probably be coming on randomly with breaking news episodes in the coming weeks that the Red Sox make moves to get pitchers. The Mets make moves to get outfielders.
Yeah.
Like, what for you? Do you think that this is going to be a really busy free agency period, knowing how many teams are within that trade deadline free agency period, knowing how many teams are in those wild card like races? And for the Red Sox specifically, two-part question, that kind of relief pitcher that you guys need, how upset would you be if you saw, Craig Breslow go out and suddenly add another bat, rather than a reliever or whatever else? Because you have plenty of folks in the outfield.
I mean, answer the second part of the question. Yes, I would be pissed off because I don't think we need any more hitting right now. I think we're doing great with our hitting. We just got Bregman back, and look what he did. Won us the game today. But I do think for the first part of your question you're asking, that I think we do need to answer a lot for this trade deadline for us. I mean, we're right in the mix of it. We could easily like I said, go get another good relief pitcher, or a first baseman, which I think we do need, and another starting pitcher to. I mean, we're 2.5 games back, I think, of the Blue Jays.
As of right now, yes. So, Red Sox are officially 5 games out of the Toronto Blue Jays.
5 games, because I think the Blue Jays won the other day.
Correct. You guys are in the wild card, though.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be necessary for both of our teams.
Right. Yeah. And I can answer that for the Mets too. I think, Edwin Diaz blew the game today. He blew his inning specifically. He was supposed to come in and close out this game. He gave up the extra run that we needed. He tied up the game 2-2 before we could win it 3-2. Our bullpen has been struggling. There are a lot of Mets fans that have been going after me on social media that are like, no, but Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas, and we've got, Brandon Sprout coming up through the minors. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But you know what? We got to get another rotational guy. Originally, I thought Chris Paddock of the Minnesota Twins would be a good pickup. He's been struggling. His ERA is over 5 right now. He is not finding the strike zone as well as he should be. So for the Mets, it can't be somebody like Chris Paddock. To be honest, I think we got to go deeper. I think we got to go to Colorado. I think we got to go somewhere and find a young pitcher who's going to have potential to kind of scoop up and bring into the Mets pitching school, I guess you could say.
I mean, I hope you into the postseason, and of course, you Mets fans don't want a repeat of last year.
No,
you want all the way. And if these pitchers don't help you out and not get a blown save or something, or give up runs, that's what you're gonna leave off again, like a last.
No, it's true, and for the Mets, I mean, if we're gonna line up against the Dodgers again, then we got to be really sure. We got to be really sure and really certain that we've got a decent bullpen that's going to be able to carry us through. That was kind of our crux last year, was that we couldn't finish off games. We had leads and everything else going into the 5th, 6th, 7th inning. Suddenly Mookie Betts, suddenly Freddie Freeman, suddenly, Andy Pages was able to find home runs and triples and doubles to score runs. And that's always been a big struggle. Also in that, the Mets also have to figure out another outfielder. I love Tyrone Taylor. I'm a huge Brandon Nimmo fan. Absolutely love what he's doing. But listen, center field. We went out and got Jose Siri at the beginning of this year, right? We have been kind of playing with the idea of calling up Drew Gilbert and some of the young guns to come up and, be a part of this Mets team. We're looking over at Chicago at Pete Crow Armstrong, who we gave up. And he's playing absolutely incredible for the Chicago Cubbies right now on the north side of Chicago. It's frustrating to me because I think we need to go out and get somebody like Byron Buxton or Cedric Mullins from the Baltimore Orioles, or, we got to make an investment in the outfield because Jose Siri is just not cutting it. Jeff McNeil he's been great. He's been great in the outfield right now, right? Mm-hmm. But boy, Jeff McNeil at second base. I love what Ronnie Mauricio has brought to the fold. Mark Vientos has been up and down. I've been very clear about my thoughts on Mark Vientos, right? He either hits really well or he struggles really bad. And we can't have that going into the postseason. So for me, move Jeff McNeil back to that second base slot where he thrives every single game. Ronnie Mauricio can come off the bench when appropriate. Let's go out and get a Byron Buxton. Somebody with veteran experience who's going to be able to go out and grab people while we can. Very interesting point from Colin to grab Zach Allen or Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, those are great. They should do that or get someone.
And then Ryan O'Hearn at first base. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Allen is somebody, Sean, that has been thrown around there, both with the Red Sox.
Yeah, I don't think I had him on my list. I didn't have him on my list when I did my picks from last time.
Yeah,
he's a good pick.
He is. He's great. Arizona's really not. I mean, again, I'm just going to go back to the standings so that we can get that kind of context around it. They're 8 games back. They're playing 500 ball. They're 15-50. Zach Gallen is performing better than any other pitcher right now in that rotation, including some of their bigger names like Corbin Burns, who have been a major part of that Diamondbacks team these last 2 seasons. Zach Gallen on the Red Sox is the guy that you can have either in front of, I don't know, probably behind Garrett Crochet in that pitching rotation to be able to bring that punch. Brian Balo is wonderful, right? Like he can really, he has his good games, he has his bad games. But Brian Balo's bad games are really bad games when they happen.
I still would love to have Joe Ryan on our team. I mean, those photos with Brickman and I don't know who else was. Boucher. Yeah.
So, and I
don't know. I don't know what the rumor is. Like maybe they're trying to get him over here. Who knows?
I didn't like it when I saw it. I don't know if it was again
or
Jeff,
just were they just playing it?
Yeah, sorry, Jeff, if it wasn't you. I don't know if it was you or Ken Rosenthal specifically. I think it was Ken specifically.
I don't think it was Jeff.
No, Jeff would be very clear about whether something was going to happen or not.
Yeah.
The whole Joe Ryan situation post All-Star game, I believe it was Ken Rosenthal that reported that the Twins have no interest in moving Joe Ryan. But in my mind, that can change real quickly, right? Like we've seen that in the past. Remember with the Rafael Devers situation, when he started hitting hot, it was like the Red Sox have no interest in moving Rafael Devers. He's playing so well. He's doing great at DH. Boom. Look at what happened. Even way before the trade deadline, he gets moved.
Yeah.
So Red Sox getting Joe Ryan, here's the situation. If the Red Sox end up getting him, do they go and get Zach Gallen as well, knowing that Brian Bayo is inconsistent? Do you guys just go full send? This is it. We're going to be in the wild card. We're going to give this a run for our money.
I mean, we could do that. I mean, without getting a first baseman, that'd be hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what they're like. Are they trying to get a wild card spot right now? Like, or I think my mind is trying to get first place right now. I mean, they're only 5 games back. Do you go full sailing and try to win this the World Series this year, or I don't know. It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. It is hard to tell. There's another part of me that has thrown out a crazy theory, Sean. Please tell me I'm crazy to say this, right? But I'm going to put it out there. Pete Alonso is on the Mets for pretty much the rest of this season, and then they're going to take a look and see what his contract looks like, money-wise. The Red Sox need a first baseman. Okay?
Yes.
The Red Sox also have what the Mets need, and that's outfielders. I'm going to throw this crazy theory out there. I know Pete Alonso's hand injury today was a legitimate thing and that he was out of the lineup and whatever else, right? I'm not saying we haven't seen this in baseball before where, oops, somebody has an injury and then a week later, they're no longer a part of the team because there were conversations about moving them. Sean, if the Mets were to trade Pete Alonso, I would think, this is a crazy thought, trade Pete Alonso to the Boston Red Sox. Make Pete Alonso the first baseman of the Boston Red Sox. We get Jarren Duran and prospects back.
Jarren Duran.
Jarren Duran, Mets center fielder. You guys get Pete Alonso. You probably end up also getting pitching prospects. You're going to probably end up with Brandon Sprout. You're going to probably end up with like a top 10 prospect in pitching that will be ready to go either the end of this year or the beginning of next year.
I could see that happening, honestly. I mean, I don't see, to be honest, I don't see Jarren Duran being a Red Sox in the future. Like maybe a couple of years from now, maybe. But like, I mean, I see Rafaela more as a long term than Jarren Duran is. But we always need that pitching. I don't know if that would happen. I don't know if the Red Sox want to trade Jarren Duran right now.
That was kind of where I was at.
Or even the Mets wanting to trade Pete Alonso.
I would think, in connecting to that, you would satisfy all necessary parties because the Mets would go and get Ryan O'Hearn at a lower contract base, at that lower cost at first base, who has a really hot bat right now. And you wouldn't have to pay as much, and you could go into the offseason and start playing around and seeing who's available at that first base slot. Now, I know Vladdy, listen, if Toronto goes really far this year, that's one thing. I still think Vladdy signed that long-term contract with Toronto. He can opt out at any point here.
Do like what Mookie did back in.
Does Vladdy become
2019? What year was that?
29. I believe that was just before COVID baseball year. Yep, just before. Crazy theory. Just throwing that out there. Because Pete on the Red Sox, you bring that bat in, you're getting back that power that Devers had at that first base slot with Bregman over at third.
I think it's a crazy conspiracy because I feel like every time I see news with the Red Sox or Mets involved, it never happens. They never trade.
It's just kind of like it's all theory based. Yeah. The only other one was Pedro Martinez. That was the only trade that was like, whoa, wait, the Mets and the Red Sox actually made a trade?
No, because it's the Mets or the Yankees, or the Mets, the Red Sox always go to the Yankees instead. It's like, okay. And then I don't want Pete Alonso to be on the Yankees.
No, I don't. That's why I'm saying I would love to see Pete in a Red Sox uniform other than a Mets uniform. Just throwing that out there.
I would too, honestly.
And Jarren Duran in a Mets uniform. Like, talk about the bridge between the two fandoms is real. Yeah. The love between the Red Sox and the Mets are there. Mets would love to get Duran, but they do not have the assets. I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna push back. The Mets have the number 3 ranked pitching prospects overall from AAA to AA right now that could be given up in order to get somebody like Duran. Now, if you're talking about win right now situation, needing that like big time pitcher in order to make it happen, then yeah, the Mets don't have that right now for Jarren Duran. That's just not there. You'd be investing in next year essentially by having 2 pitching prospects that are ready to go. Jonah Tong, let me just throw Jonah Tong right now. The things that he's doing in Binghamton, he's back up to AAA this coming week. He's like the number 3, number 4 overall pitching prospect. Incredible stuff. And the Mets are going to want him, but the Mets also want to win now. Yeah. The Red Sox have the opportunity to kind of like phase it out. Yeah, the Red Sox want pitchers now.
Yeah, I've always wanted Red Sox pitchers now more than outfielders or first basemen, but been saying that for the last 5 years.
I feel like you guys have been saying that for a while now. It's like we want the pitchers right now. We don't want to be waiting for these guys.
And then when we do wait, they're not even that good anymore. I'm sorry to say. We've seen that happen.
Sean, let's get into the score updates across the league, and then we will get into some WNBA and some weird things happening in baseball right now around the Atlanta Braves and the New York Yankees.
And not just that big throw by Acuna Jr. the other day.
Yeah.
That was what a throw.
Acuna Jr. is something else. Let's get into those.
What I love even more is pouring over box scores.
That is right. We've got your scores coming at you live here on this fine Sunday evening. Sean, the New York Metropolitans take the last game against the Cincinnati Reds 3-2. Juan Soto with the diving move into home plate to get those runs back, blown by Edwin Diaz, 3-2 over the Reds. The Mets hit the road and head to San Francisco for a 3-game series coming up. The Detroit Tigers are taking on the Texas Rangers tonight. They are in the top of the 7th over on Sunday Night Baseball. Skeptical broadcasting crew over there. I think you feel the same way, Sean.
Yeah, I do.
They're leading 1-0 over the Texas Rangers. The Detroit Tigers keeping that. The Toronto...
You mean this game?
You're watching in the background, see? The Toronto Blue Jays beat those San Francisco Giants 8-6. Sean, the Toronto Blue Jays, they just keep going.
Mad. Yeah, I'm mad. I don't want the Blue Jays to win today, just for us, but like, they're red hot right now. Or blue hot? I don't know.
Whatever that sounds. The Baltimore Orioles beat the Tampa Bay Rays 5-3, playing spoilers in the AL East again, winning games that they shouldn't be winning, affecting the standings at the end of the day. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim beat the Philadelphia Phillies 8-2. Sean, the Angels sweep the Philadelphia Phillies. I don't think David Robertson can come in and fix those Phillies.
No. Maybe he should go to the Angels instead.
Maybe he should go to the Angels. Maybe he should also go to the Chicago White Sox. Can't believe I'm saying that. They beat your Pittsburgh Pirates today, 7-2. That seems like it was probably more of a double-A game than it was a major.
Probably. Wait, what are they at now?
The record for the White Sox? I don't even want to. Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid to look at what those numbers are right now. Sean's looking for those numbers. Yes, we have that. We have that scary.
I was looking at the. I was looking. I was looking at the National League. The 35 is 65.
Oh, horrible. The New York Yankees.
Where's the not behind for the Pirates? We're 39.
Moving on from two horrible teams in the Major League Baseball right now. Sorry, Sean.
Sorry.
The New York Yankees, another horrible team. They beat the Atlanta Braves, another horrible team, 4-2, even though they're kind of decent teams over these last few years. Lots of controversy around. We'll get into the Jazz Chisholm situation with the Atlanta Braves bench coach and some signals that were made. That will be a conversation coming up down the road. The San Diego Padres beat those Washington Nationals 8-1. The Kansas City Royals over the Miami Marlins 7-4. The Cleveland Guard Dogs take down those Sacramento Athletics 8-2. Soon to be Las Vegas Athletics. I have to.
For a second, I know we're talking about baseball. I think you can say Sacramento Kings. I don't mind. I had Sacramento Kings on.
Yes, the Phillies did just get Robertson. Yes. We have been talking about that here this evening. Sean, your Boston Red Sox beat the Chicago Cubs today at Wrigley 6-2.
Collins Red Sox. Shout out to Collins.
Listen, Wilyer Abreu, 2 home runs today. Dude is figuring it out in the outfield. You got yourself a superstar right there in Wilyer Abreu.
We do. Hope he keeps contributing like that. That's what we need.
That's exactly what you guys need. The Minnesota Twins win today 7-1 over those Colorado Rockies. The Houston Astros beat the Seattle Mariners. Even bigger boos. 11-3. Listen, I love the Seattle Mariners. They're in a wild card position, Sean. What do they need to do to break the AL West? They are so close to doing it. Pitching? I don't know.
I don't know. I was thinking pitching. I think that's what they need.
I always say that.
I think they need both, honestly.
The Pelvic Woo, Brian Woo, having a really rough game today, unfortunately. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are on a win streak now. LA Dodgers, 5-game losing streak. They're back on the losing end, Sean. Heading with our Mets and your Red Sox coming up down the road here. Can we do some damage against the Dodgers in the regular season?
I hope so. That's what we need.
I really hope so, too. The Arizona Diamondbacks beat the St. Louis Cardinals 5-3. NBA Summer League this evening. The LA Clippers taking on those Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies are leading 67-38 in the third. The Boston Celtics beat the Atlanta Hawks 101-80. Baylor Scheierman has been having Shireman has been fantastic.
What a summer for him so far.
Fantastic stuff happening there. I think you might have found your replacement to Kristaps Porzingis in Baylor himself. He seems like he's going to be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him once we get into the regular season and see how he does. And his replacement for Kristaps.
You were mentioning the Sacramento Kings. They're taking on the Charlotte Hornets this evening. Both teams are 5-0 in the NBA Summer League. I'm starting to think it's just because they had a really good draft, but don't have a really good roster outside of that.
Maybe they should have the whole draft then.
just a whole league draft. Let's just go that direction with it at the meantime. And also today from the Royal Portrush Golf Club in Portrush, Scotland, the purse of $17 million goes to Scotty Scheffler, once again taking home. Scotty Scheffler has been owning it. He comes in first, Harry English in second, Gotrup at third, Clark in fourth, and then, of course, Mr. Fitzpatrick there in that fourth position as well. Listen, top earner takes home $3.1 million from the Open. If you come in fourth, you still take home $730,000.
I would love to go play golf and just lose fourth and get that much money.
just I think it was also, my wife looked up not that long ago. You can come in like 40th or 50th place and still get like $10,000. I know it's a lot to sign up to play, but like,
maybe we should just enter.
Just enter in and just see what happens.
Just enter in with no pro experience at all. We'll just enter in.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are your scores.
What I love even more is pour it over box scores.
And what I love even more is talking about an upcoming event this coming Sunday, July 27th, happening in Medford, Massachusetts. That's right. It's the Collectors Expo happening at the Great American Beer Hall from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be a grand old time. Actually, I believe it's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
It's 4 p.m., yeah.
4 p.m. We will be there. We will be bringing cards to collect and trade and buy stuff. Grab beers, grab food. It's going to be a great time.
Hopefully be on TikTok Live and maybe opening some cards there.
Live from the Great American Beer Hall.
Yeah.
So if you folks want tickets, please go over to thecollectorexpo.com/tickets. You'll see the link over there. Shout out to our good friends over at the Collector Expo. They do this every single year. They bring a whole bunch of folks out from the collecting world. Sean, I know you've got your eyes on a few things as well.
I am too. I know you are too. It's going to be our first time doing one of these events. So I'm excited to do our first time looking for cards and all that. So
yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. So please make sure to head on over to thecollectorexpo.com, grab your tickets today, and we will see you there. Sean, let's get into some of the other things that are happening in baseball quickly before the WNBA and some of the other controversies that are happening in the world of sports. Recently reported, I know it's been a few hours since it came out, Jeff Passan, Ken Rosenthal, lots of media sources have been going around about this, but Jazz Chisholm and the bench coach of the Atlanta Braves have been having a back and forth. Some gestures were made. Jazz Chisholm feels like he's been threatened in that way. Aaron Boone came out with a statement, manager of the New York Yankees, and he basically said, listen, in baseball, you try to get a leg up on each other, right? Like you try to do things in order to affect the opposing team. What Aaron Boone did say, though, was that he was greatly concerned. There's been a history with this bench coach of the Atlanta Braves of making gestures, of being inappropriate. So in my mind, Sean, when you have a situation like this, and Jazz Chisholm, who I'm going to be completely honest with you, the home run derby.
He's having a week, and he doesn't deserve to. I know he said he felt threatened because I think the base coach was like pointing
at his chest. Yeah.
I'm like, you don't do that. Come on.
No.
I think this is the time where, like you said, you need to investigate and maybe kick this bench coach out if he keeps, because it's been happening before.
Yeah, he has a history of being inappropriate in the dugout. Listen, it's not just me just being a Mets fan. We had the controversy at the beginning of the year also with Ronald Acuna Jr. and the manager as well about benching him, play time, the whole thing, and how the Atlanta Braves, they actually had a players-only meeting. They were a little bit concerned about the direction of the franchise itself and where it was going in terms of this 2025 season. We'd see the Atlanta Braves just won a World Series within the last 2 years. It's a franchise that has been at the tops, other than the Philadelphia Phillies, has been at the tops of the NL East for so long. And I think we're reaching that point with a franchise like the Atlanta Braves where things are just going in the wrong direction. You're right. The bench coach has got to go at this point. I think Major League Baseball's got to put a foot down. They got to say, hey, you're suspended for the next 10 games, or you're suspended for the remainder of this season. You can come back next season.
I don't know why they don't do it for even like the bench coach, but they do it for some of the fans that have called like racist stuff to the players, which is like, okay, you can't do both. You should do both. I'm gonna say a fucking racist.
Yes, 100%. And there's been a lot of that this year. I'm thinking back to the Ketel Marte situation in Chicago with the White Sox, the fan who yelled obscene things at Ketel Marte, who had just lost his mother to cancer. Yeah. Just blatant, what I would say are very racist remarks that are being thrown. Yes, that fan was thrown out, but that was because fans around them marked who the person was. Everybody in Chicago at that game specifically said, get this guy out of here. It's inappropriate. And to be honest with you, the Atlanta Braves players, it's very similar in a way to what happened in Houston with the Astros situation, right? There's a lot of sketchy stuff that was happening in the Astros situation, not just slamming a trash bin to tell you what kind of pitch is coming or what's going on.
That was the slimmest thing. It was like, I didn't care about that shit, but
right. There was some sketchy stuff happening on the Astros at that time in general. So you look at a situation like this, the Braves have over this past season, let's say these past 2 years, have had multiple situations where players don't agree with management. They don't agree with their manager specifically and are not getting along with the staff that are in that dugout game after game. Yeah. I think at that point, you kind of say as a franchise, hold on, maybe we should move in a new direction. Maybe we should make some wholesale changes to this team. The Braves were the favorites to win the NL East this year by a lot. That team is sitting at 50-50 and is barely scratching the idea of even getting close to a wild card spot right now. Mm-hmm. I think in that case, you look at yourself and you say, wow, talk about expectations thrown down the drain, time to reset, time to redo it, time to move on. Especially after this. This is not a good look for the franchise.
I also remember when everyone was up in arms against having the All-Star game being in Atlanta a couple years ago. Yeah. I mean, I think, like you said, I think Atlanta needs some new changes around here.
Yeah, I 100% agree. There are a lot of folks. Listen, Sean and I have no love for the Yankees. I just want to put that out there. As a Red Sox fan, as a Mets fan, we have no love for the Yankees. But there's no place in baseball for making gestures at other players, whether it's racist or not. I don't care. It's just not appropriate, and it's not a part of the game, right?
We don't want to go back. We don't want to go back. We don't want to go back in history. Like
this is the kind of stuff that we were talking about in the 1940s and 50s and into the 60s. Not us specifically when we were born yet, but what our parents were talking about, what our grandparents were talking about at that time. So the fact that we have to continue to have these conversations and that very clearly it seems like there's a history here. Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred's got to make the right call here. He's got to make the right call on this one. Because Jazz Chisholm is also a major player within the MLB Players Association as well. Not a good look.
He deserves respect. So I don't care if he's a Yankees fan or not. He's a human being.
He's a human being. That's absolutely right. So, to be honest, it's one of the few times we will say Yankees play. It's just throwing it out there. It's one of the few times, but it's the game of baseball. It's the integrity of the game of baseball, and it's keeping it family focused, family friendly, and also maintaining the game.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it's family friendly.
Sometimes it doesn't. You're right. You're absolutely right. Also, speaking of other controversy, Sean, the WNBA All-Star Game was this past weekend.
It was, yeah.
Lots of thoughts about the T-shirts being worn by some of the WNBA superstars.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
I want to get your take on it first, and then we'll, if anybody in the comments wants to jump in on it. But it seems like they were simply just making the point of pay us.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people online, especially on Twitter, say that I think that people think the players want like equal pay. That's not what they're asking for. They're asking for what they deserve to be paid for, not like because NBA's salary people is insane, and some of the players that get that much money shouldn't. But at the same time, some of the WNBA players, like even not even the top stars. I'm talking about like some of the also players that don't get enough money to even to deserve. Like I've seen people, some players like those interview asking, would you rather have $1 million or a WNBA championship? Some players said WNBA championship. Others say $1 million. What does that tell you? That some of these players are not getting paid what because they need to live and all that. I mean, that's my take, I guess.
It's a good one. It's a real good one. Yeah, I mean, and I think people also need to take a step back. I'm not sure folks truly understand how players' associations work.
No.
The fact that players have a union and that in order for them to get paid, and in order for them to send a message to the league that they want to get paid, equal pay or benefits or whatever that might be, you have to send a very clear message. The NFL has done this in the past. The NBA has done this in the past. So the fact that we are making such a huge deal because WNBA players wore a shirt on the court that basically said, with the WNBA Players Association logo on it, negotiate with us, get us our pay and benefits, and we will play the game. To me, the minute that it was women, I'm just going to say it, the minute that it was women for sports specifically, folks freaked out.
This isn't the first time it happened. Well, not even with the WNBA, but especially with the United States women's soccer.
Yes.
Huge back in like I think it was 10 years ago. When they had the same thing, Megan Rapinoe. I think it was also.
I'm trying to think at the time.
Almost 10 years. Alex Morgan, I think, and they did the same. There's a documentary on I think it was HBO that they talked about it, like having equal rights, because especially because the women's soccer was giving more viewers than the United States men's soccer team. I'm like, and they're still getting paid more.
That's just it.
Yeah.
So to me, where we're talking about this, right? It's more to bring that awareness of should WNBA players be paid the same as NBA players? I'm going to be honest with you right now. You look at the transcendence that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, Sabrina Ionescu, so many players in the WNBA have done for the game of basketball specifically, and have done for college basketball, women's college basketball right now. When you look at UConn and LSU and South Carolina, the popularity of it, right? Here's the cold hard facts in that, right?
Yeah.
As of right now, There is no other league that exists. I'm throwing the NHL in there. I'm throwing Major League Soccer, all those leagues that have existed for a little bit of time now. NHL, of course, many, many years, right? There is no league right now that is on the up and up and is doing so much more for a specific sport than the WNBA is doing for the game of basketball. It just doesn't exist.
I mean, and at the same time, the NBA is declining, kind of.
We see that they're introducing.
We talked about the literally first episode of this podcast. We were talking about. Yeah,
I mean, the NBA declining. It was one of the first things.
Yeah, we talked about this not issue, but this thing in the past.
Yeah. There is no other league right now that is on the up and up. They just expanded to 3 more cities. You got the Connecticut Sun who are ready to sell that franchise and most likely move it to Boston, a major basketball market, not just for men's basketball, but for women's basketball. When you look at Fairfield,
the Connecticut Sun last year sold out at the TD Garden against the Sparks again.
Yes.
And they sold out again with playing against Caitlin Clark and her team for the Indiana Fever.
Sean, we're at this point where also people just need to shut up, right? I'm just going to put that out there. People need to shut up when it comes to this, because them asking for more money and for more recognition makes sense because the league is growing.
Yeah.
They are putting their names out there. They're showing up to community events. They're hyping up the league. Right?
Like a lot of on TikTok, YouTube, all the views they're getting were insane. Like going back to like 6 years ago, it wasn't popular, but now it's a lot more. Just because of these players.
People need to recognize that what they were doing the other night is standard practice.
Yeah.
That is standard union practice across the board. The NBA players have done it. NHL players have done it. MLB players have done it. It's why we've had lockouts over the years and why we're coming up onto another one, NHL and MLB lockout is because the players are going to show up with shirts on that say, guess what? We deserve a contract. We deserve to be recognized. Our name and likeness deserve to be paid for. Like, we deserve to make that income. Like, those are the things that exist. The fact that Caitlin Clark put on that shirt, or Sophie Cunningham, as much as I have thoughts about her, or Angel Reese, or whoever, the fact that they were putting that on and saying, we have the rights to a contract that is fair and allows us to be paid a decent wage at this work. I want them to get paid like NBA players for the work that they're doing, because guess what? The WNBA is getting there. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the NL has a lot of deals, and that's why the players take it. And some of the deals they have are getting paying their rent more than the deals itself, especially in the WNBA. That's why Caitlin Clark has so many deals going on, which she's getting paid a lot.
But the fact that she has those NIL deals, and she's looking, and the players themselves who have NIL deals in the WNBA are looking for a higher pay, right? And for better benefits and everything else, as a union does. The fact that that money still adds up and is still less than like a third-tier NBA player is absolutely ridiculous to me.
Men don't go through maternity leave either. Some of these players get pregnant. That's the reality.
It's
they're gonna need that when it happens.
It's a problem. It's a problem, and a lot of people just need to step aside. Yeah. I have loved seeing Jamel Hill. I've been loving the actual like female aspect of this conversation, right? Elevating the female voice in this way, the powerful woman in sports. them coming out and saying what they're doing, and then suddenly you get 5, 10, 15 male commentators from ESPN that are saying the complete opposite. This is a time to just, I'm saying this right now, and it's we're not speaking on behalf, but I'm just saying, as an ally, as I would say, we are an ally. We love WNBA basketball. We support WNBA basketball, right?
Yep.
As an ally to that, men need to step aside and shut up.
Yeah.
Let the WNBA players do what they're going to do. Let them negotiate. Let them work for their contracts, and also let them support them. Support them in this work so that they can get paid the same as, I can't believe I'm saying this, at the lowest end, a third-tier NBA player.
Yeah.
It's just, anyway, I could keep going.
we could.
About this.
Maybe we should shut up and we'll have women talk.
Exactly. We're going to shut up about this. Please, Jamel Hill, go follow them. Go follow all these fantastic women's sports leads that are across Twitter. We'll be elevating them across the next few days, of course. And
go listen to women's podcasts instead of us about this.
I would agree on that, especially around this issue. We're just elevating it for folks because it is in the news in this case. But Sean, that was my big subject this evening. I don't know if you have any. We're coming up on our hour here.
We're talking a little bit. Speaking NBA, Marcus Smart, a beloved former Celtic and former what was he before?
Memphis,
Grizzly. Was he on the Bucks? No, he wasn't.
No, he never played for the Bucks.
Well, he's playing for the Lakers, and I'm not too happy. I'm not happy about it, but I'm also not sad about it. I
was hoping for a Marcus Smart reunion in Boston. I was really hoping for that.
Yeah. Does Al Horford go to play with Marcus Smart?
Ask you, Sean, what is Al Horford's deal? Is he coming back? Is he not? I don't know. The dude's got to make up his mind here. Everybody's waiting. There are people that are looking for
at this point,
power forwards.
At this point, it's not going to be a huge breaking news if he just says, "Oh, I'm coming to the Celtics again." It would have happened before if you go into the Lakers. I feel like we got that Dame news.
Damian Lillard going back to Portland.
Did we talk about this last episode or no?
You didn't talk about Dame.
No, we didn't.
Going back to Portland.
I love him.
I love it.
I love it.
Great.
I think he should end his career off there.
Yes.
I think that's what he's planning on doing it. I'm sad that he's not coming to the Celtics, but I think it's great for him.
There's a lot of talk that, of course, the Portland Trailblazers have been part of that conversation of how do we get the Seattle Supersonics back? Do we move the Portland Trailblazers north, 4 hours?
I would love the Supersonics to come back.
Me too. But this Dame Lillard contract, it's 3 years, $48 million. It's not an insignificant amount of money. And he's also coming off a torn ACL, Achilles injury. So he can't even play really like the first half of next season. So my question is, are they investing in Dame to take over the team, like to actually buy the team and keep it in Portland? Because there's no better person.
Like have him end his career off and then buy it off.
No better person.
Yeah, that would be 2028.
That's it. That's expansion time. That's expansion time. That's when they've been talking about 2028, 2029, adding a new NBA.
We'll go to Supersonics game in 2030. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
2029.
We'll fly out to Seattle via JetBlue. We'll get there or Alaska, whichever one is cheaper. And we'll go see the Celtics play the Seattle Supersonics. Kevin Durant will end his career on the team that drafted him, the Seattle Supersonics. That's what will happen.
That would be insane.
Dame going to Portland is fantastic. Marcus Smart going to Los Angeles is not.
No. And us Celtics fans are not happy about it.
No. And I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry at the end of the day for you guys.
Yeah. It is what it is, I guess.
Brooklyn Nets are just going to be Brooklyn netting it up. That's all I know. Well, the number 1 draft pick again next year. It's okay.
I hope the number 1 draft pick is the Celtics. And come on, Cooper. Come on. Okay, a couple years. You know you want to.
You know you want to.
I mean, he was at one of the games, the Celtics Summer League game, watching it. So
that's right. That's right.
He's a huge Celtics fan.
He is.
The manner. Any last thoughts? I didn't have any big breaking other news.
No, I think that's pretty much it. We're going to be watching closely, of course, for the Boston Red Sox and the New York Mets next series.
Wimbledon ended.
What's that?
So Wimbledon ended last week.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Wimbledon did end.
Yeah. I think Ego won, and then I can't remember what men won.
Must not have been memorable if you don't remember. Usually, you're really good about remembering who won the U.S. Open or Wimbledon.
Oh, it was. That's right, because Alcaraz lost against Sinner. Alex Sinner.
Huh.
And then, because that game against Iga and Amanda, it was. She didn't win a single. It was terrible. I feel bad for Amanda. She a 13 seed against Iga. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have the U.S. Open coming up soon.
That's true. That's true. Coming up right around the corner. Mark Smart, Los Angeles, Dame Lillard, back to Portland, Oregon.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Red Sox and the Mets hitting the road here, coming up here, West Coast trip coming up down the road. And, so Mr. Sean Michaud, you got nothing else. I've got nothing else. I think
I got nothing. I'm still probably going to get something breaking news this week.
The minute we come off, Sean Strawny is going to
hold on. Let's check if he tweeted. I don't think he did.
Probably nothing out there. I haven't seen it.
No, from 5 hours ago.
It's just
yeah.
Doesn't matter. Mr. Sean Michaud, we've hit that time of the show here. It's the end of the show. It's a little thing we like to call
plug time.
Plug time here from Painting the Chat podcast. Mr. Sean Michaud, where can the good people find you? As you can see on your name right there on social media.
On Sean Michaud 1. This is Twitter, by the way, not Instagram. And Instagram at ItZoneZ.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys can follow me over on Instagram at IG_Robin W Vogt, here on X at X_Robin W Vogt for all Mets things happening in the world. Of course, Sean with everything happening in the WNBA with the Boston Red Sox. I'm trying to think what else are you covering over on your feed there?
On my feed? Right now it's usually just the Red Sox and NBA and WNBA right now.
Soon to be cards. By the way, this Sunday.
Soon. Yeah, we'll be cards soon.
Sunday, July 27th.
Yeah.
Great American Beer Hall, Medford, Massachusetts. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come see us.
Yeah,
we'll
please.
be trading cards.
Yeah. Like we'll trade some Pokemon cards, maybe.
Maybe.
This is a sports thing, but I'm almost looking for some Pokemon. So
see how that works. You guys can also follow us here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and turn on notifications for all the latest episodes of Painting the Chat podcast, breaking sports news from Sean Strawny, news from Jeff Passan, news from Ken Rosenthal. I don't know, maybe even some news from the news. We will find out when the news. You guys can follow us over on Twitter, X as well, at Paint the Chat Pod, over on Instagram at the same at Paint the Chat Pod. Follow us on TikTok at Painting the Chat Podcast. And please make sure to head on over to TeePublic, support the podcast. All of our new designs, new logo, everything is up there. T-shirts are on sale for the next 24 hours for $17. Snag your Paint the Chat Podcast t-shirt today before the deal is done. More details to come around some of the future items that we will be having up for sale as well. And as you have all seen, the new look is up on social media as well. Very excited about this next chapter, moving up the ranks. And Sean, special guests are coming up in the near future. Very excited. We'll be welcoming on folks from the sports world, other fellow podcasts like New York Baseball Talk, New York MLB Talk podcast. And of course, some folks from the Boston Celtics podcasting world as well, as we move closer and closer to the beginning of the 2025-26 NBA season. So please keep it locked to all of the social medias and here on YouTube for all that kind of content.
Gonna be exciting
stuff coming up down the road. For Mr. Sean Michaud over there, my co-host, my beautiful, beautiful co-host, this is Robin Vogt here, signing off on this lovely Sunday evening. Have a fantastic week. We will see you on Sunday in Medicine, Massachusetts.
And we'll probably see you on Saturday night, opening some cards before the big event. So
that's right.
If anything else, big news coming out, we'll see you then. Have a good night.
Right. See y'all soon. Peace out.
Peace.